Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. Please hit the likety like button on the way in. Um, I actually was not feeling good today, but I said, you know what? You need to get your behind up out of the bed because I was very shocked to see that Carmelo Anthony's parents actually did a press conference today. And they, well, at least the mother, while the father was next to her, they had a statement. I was very shocked to see this, if I can be honest, because of all of the issues around their security and their life right now, their children's lives. So that should tell you that they felt it was very, very important for them to speak out because at this point, from what we have heard, they have felt very isolated and trapped in their house. So kudos to them for speaking out. Now, interesting enough, Austin Metcalf, the father, was actually at the press conference. He was actually there before Carmelo's parents showed up, but they told him to leave. Um, and apparently there was a reason why he showed up because there has been a lot of people who have definitely been antagonizing this situation. They are true antagonizers. It seems like there's a lot of false information that's being put out there, like I said from the beginning. So we're going to actually listen to the press conference. There's a couple of things. I haven't seen all of this, but there's a couple of things that the actual Action Network guy said that to me speaks volumes to even more about what is really going on. And yeah, you guys, like I said, there's a lot of things that are gonna unfold. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it. A lot of people are not going to care, but I care because, like I said, I want the truth to be exposed. And it seems like this Action guy, network guy, is very confident about what they've seen behind the scenes when it comes to this case. So, just one moment while I actually share this, and then we can talk about it. We can definitely talk about it. So, just one moment. All right. And then let me know, of course, if you guys can hear it. So, let's do it. Fair use. He looks just like his mother. Carmelo looks just like his mother.
Okay, I'm gonna spread this across y'all before I get started. Just make sure you let me know if any one of your cameras are.
Now, this
One,
is the
two, three.
same
One,
guy
two,
that we
three.
saw before.
Testing, testing, testing. We all good? We all good? Okay. All right. I want to start off this press conference to say something as a deep note that I can tell America. What we seen at the beginning of this press conference, the father being at this press conference, these are my words, don't quote anybody, is a disrespect to the dignity of his son. Next Generation Action Network from the beginning has respected the loss of life, no matter our opinion of it. We have kept our opinion close. We have not attacked. We have not shared the information that was shared with us about Austin Metcalf.
Okay. Sorry, you guys. He pretty much is starting it off by saying, we have not shared the information that we have or have heard about Austin. He's starting off this press conference saying this. So let pay attention to what he's saying. He said, we haven't even shared the information that we pretty much have.
Because we respect the dignity of life and loss. And as a minister, I would not attack a grieving family, even if I disagree with them. When I have stood before this podium for people who have died at the hands of law enforcement, I have asked for that same manner of respect. And even when the shoe is on the other foot, I will not do that. And all I'm going to say, so it don't be asked later, is that was disrespectful and just shows you all the character who is not invited. He knows that it's inappropriate to be near this family, but he did. And so I say to people, actions speak louder than words. Okay?
So, what is he talking about? What I just said earlier. Austin's father came to the press conference. Now, of course, you're going to have some people that says he has every right to be there. Why would you actually want to be there to see the parents of Karmelo? What would be your reason to be there besides to possibly stir up something? I wouldn't want to be in the same room with a person. I would be focused on grieving. So he's talking about how he came and he wasn't even invited and he showed up anyways.
What he has failed into is the political operatives that want to make this thing a political thing of hate, yet bigotry, and yet racism. We have conservative operatives that have been posting nonstop about this case. It is outright disrespectful. We haven't been doing it. The Next Generation Action Network has been here, popular and unpopular. So regardless of what going on, that was disrespectful. Disrespectful. And I will leave it to y'all to define it. But of course, we want to. Y'all, I'm Minister Dominique Alexander. I serve as the president of the Next Generation Action Network. Today, I come before you with a heavy heart, but determined in spirit, not just as an advocate, but as a Black man, as a father, as a protector, community, and children. There are four critical points I must address today, and I want to make sure that the public and the media and everyone who believes in truth and justice. First, the misinformation about the fund. From the very beginning, there was an intentional disinformation surrounding the fund created in the support of the Anthony family. The Karmelo Anthony Fund, hosted by Give, Send, Go, let's be clear, the family has not received one dime. Any of the media could have verified this, but we saw on Twitter, we saw on Facebook, and so many different things of the false, lavish life of this family. $800,000 home, purchase Escalade in private security. Let me make this very clear. The Next Generation Action Network has always had its security detail. Many of you that know us in the Dallas and Fort Worth media know that we have our own security detail. One of the individuals that escorted Karmelo Anthony out of jail is here present with us now. They are a part of the Next Generation Action Network security team. The family hasn't hired any private contractors or whatever, or splurged or whatever. But if they have the audacity to spend money for their safety and security, that's their prerogative.
Damn right. And yes, because I'm on live, it's gonna have to be interactive. Yes, Austin dad was there. In fact, Austin dad was there before they even got there. And after we hear this, I can like take you back because this was over an hour long. He was there. He was like waiting. But finally, police came and escorted him out of the actual building. But it's interesting that the narrative has been put out there that they have been taking the money that they got to fund for their child's defense and claim that they've been buying this house and this car. Child, I didn't even know that they were claiming that, but literally, like, come on, like, seriously. From my understanding, they come from a very, very established background. So, yeah, miss me with that BS. All right. Yeah, I don't know why he was there, but he was there. Now, of course, people gonna say it's a free country or whatever, especially a free country for his privilege. But yeah, he was there. And for me, from my understanding, his his funeral is soon. I'd say he should have been worried about that more than him coming to see the parents of Karmelo. Okay, so let's continue.
The family has not withdrawn, and just until recently, just yesterday, they were officially notified by Give, Send, Go that they could start the withdrawal process. But if anybody know about this process, they know that that takes about 2 to 3 days to withdraw from that and actually hit any account. But this blatant propaganda wasn't just about the fund. It was to discourage the public from giving to the fund. That's what this was about. Because just like TMZ was able to call, give, send, go, everybody in the media in these news outlets that I've never heard before could have did the same thing. When I first called Give, Send, Go, they gave me every information that I needed. Okay? So that's what I'm going to say on regards to that. Let me make this very clear. This family never authorized a single fund on the GoFundMe platform. All of the funds that were raised on the GoFundMe were all fraudulent. Fraud.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, help me.
Sir, step away from the podium so you can talk with your hands. I talk with my hands too.
All of the funds that was raised on that platform were fraud. Okay? The family was the first to report these funds. One of the funds we identified raised up to 11,000. So a post about anything that stated that GoFundMe took everything down regarding Carmelo Anthony, that was at the request of the family and their supporters. This family never tried to create an account on GoFundMe. The Next Generation Action Network is very well aware of the company's policy regarding raising funds for legal defense. Okay? Since this tragedy unfolded, the Anthony family has been subject to unimaginable amount of hate, racism, threats to their safety. People have sat outside their house, sent objects delivered to their door, publicly harassed, online and in person. This is not just about Carmelo. It's about the family who dared to stand and demand justice in a return and receive ugliness that racism in this country still breeds.
Where is the Nation of Islam? And don't they have a Black Panther Party in Texas? I could have sworn they had a Black Panther Party in Texas. I think I've seen them on social media somewhere. I'm hoping that they're about to step up because I understand this Action Network has security, but they're going to need a lot of security with them and all of their kids. Now, that's a good question. Danielle says, why do you think the pastor is speaking and not the lawyer? You know, because he probably does this, this is what he does. Like, he's a pastor, but he has that nonprofit organization. That's my guess, is because he does this all the time and he's going to speak out while the lawyers are too busy preparing for the case. That's what I'm thinking. This is what he does. And some people are just better at public speaking than others. Unfortunately, we just don't have a lot of Johnny Cochran's anymore, if we even have them at all. Johnny Cochran was an excellent speaker for the press and, of course, in the courts. But maybe that's the reason, is that he's just better at doing it, and they just want the lawyers to focus on getting everything that they need for this trial. That's my guess.
But let me say this loud and clear. Clear. We are not scared. We are not moving. We will not be silent. What I've always said as the president of the Next Generation Action Network, we will never ask the oppressor for permission to liberate our people. We will not ask for permission to stand up for the rights of our children. The Next Generation Action Network has stood on both sides of the fence in ensuring that justice is served. Now, getting to the information that the Next Generation Action Network wanted to share with the public today. And I will go ahead and pass it over to the mother and once I make this statement, okay? All right. There's two more final. For the last week and a half, the Next Generation Action Network has engaged in communications with Frisco ISD to ensure that Karmelo Anthony's due process is not violated. We know that in the state of Texas, there are things that are discretionary things and decisions by the leadership of Frisco ISD, right? There are clear guidance in the state and education code regarding expulsion of a student. We have asked several times. We didn't just rush. We have had these conversations over the last several days. And we have stated that it is just outright wrong to get involved in this. Karmelo Anthony doesn't have to walk. He doesn't have to involve in any senior activities. But Karmelo Anthony is a 3.7 GPA student. And if he doesn't even go to class for the remainder of the year, he would graduate. Okay? We've asked that Frisco do not make a decision in this situation. But Frisco ISD has notified of their intent to expel Karmelo Anthony from school 1 month before his high school graduation.
Wow.
That just shows me that Frisco ISD is trying to push off the blame. And what I have not heard the media say, as many media outlets have asked us what went on, I'm trying to find how many of y'all have asked the superintendent or one single board of trustee, why didn't you cancel or postpone? With weather in that magnitude, you couldn't have a track meet in rain or thunderstorm or clouds. Y'all are the media. Ask your journalists, your weather journalists, how the weather was that day and that time. Y'all do that research. Because as a person who is the administrator of your children, you are responsible for the safety of the children. And so it seems as if Frisco ISD is trying to push this off by making this decision that they do not have to make. So the Next Generation Action Network.
Okay, pause. So it sounds like to me what he's saying is that it was Frisco's school district responsibility to cancel that meet, and they should have canceled it before everyone got there because of the weather, and they didn't. Is that what y'all are gathering from that? That's what it sounds like to me. And instead of them trying to take any blame for what occurred, they are just trying to put it on Karmelo and expel a 3.7 student from school who hasn't even been convicted. He hasn't even gone to trial yet, and he's a 3.7 student. Again, I ask you, for those who are going to be honest, if this was another child who was not black, would this have happened? If it was the other way around, would this have happened? Something tells me another child wouldn't have been suspended. Or I'm sorry, not even suspended, expelled, kicked the hell out, and is a 3.7 student, captain of the football team and the track team. You can't make this up.
Outside of the legal process, we'll be going through different avenues regarding to ensure that we fight for the rights of Karmelo Anthony. Okay? So in the next coming days, we will be announcing to the public. We will do direct action outside of Frisco ISD administration office because this is outright wrong. You are getting involved in a process that even the legal process has asked us to respect. And we're asking you to do that same thing. You do not have to get involved in this situation. But it seems that even with us going and meeting or having conversations, they have made their mind up. And we want to make sure that the records, the that we talk truth to power in regards. I wanted to lay this out to ensure, because of the the sensitivity of this case, there are so many moving factors that I have to explain so that this family does not have to explain. Let me say this about the fourth, and let me repeat this so that you guys can go to the Frisco Police Department. The reason why the family or me or anybody with direct knowledge of this cannot talk about the particulars of what happened in that tent, I know you know this is all law, is because if anybody tell you there was an adult near or inside or whatever, this current investigation knows nothing about that. Everybody involved at this point of our knowledge are minors. In the state of Texas, you know we cannot release or talk about minors. So stop asking us the question. Stop. It's no. We can't even do it if we wanted to. Okay? We can't talk about it. So don't ask. There is a court of law that will express everything, will lay out everything. We can't talk about it if we wanted to. Okay? So make it clear. Go back, confirm with Frisco Police Department. Go back, confirm with the district attorney. Even in the bond hearing, you didn't see a single thing said about people that was indirect. They're minors. Okay? So stop. The social media, stop. I
So I wonder if that's the reason why we haven't seen any footage from what happened on the phones. Because if someone did release it by the Texas law, the law will come after them because they're minors. Because we already know if you can get everything else released, why haven't we had the footage released for this? So that makes sense because by now you would think that we would definitely see something. But it seems like because we're dealing with Texas law, that if someone did try to actually release it, you know they're gonna be able to find the information they need to find out who did it, right? So maybe that's the reason why, because you know we ready to see the footage and see what actually happened.
I haven't saw not one person single-handedly get this right in the public. They're minors, y'all. Just stop. We can't. Don't send another inquiry to NGAN inbox. Do this, all of that. That's the reason why we felt like it was important to do this press conference today. We can't talk about it. So if you ask me, I'm just going to look at you. Okay? So I'm telling the world. Everybody know the state law. I'm not creating it. We can't talk about it. This family can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. Nobody, unless you want to be sued. You, you release one of those 16-year-olds or 15-year-olds and 17-year-olds' name, the law of this land tells you what was going to happen to you. Okay? So don't ask that question. Finally, in regards to this judge, I do not know Judge Angela Tucker. I've never met her, never known her, never been nowhere near her court. Don't know anything about her until we were notified that she was going to hear the writ. But the ugly attacks on her just shows Black America that no matter what you pick in the ballot box, and that is your constitutional right, it's people out here reminding us of the Black struggle in America. This woman is a registered Republican.
She sure is.
Has been for years. She put herself through school. She raised her family. She did everything.
Y'all saw that on the Krista Cole channel the last time we talked about this. She's a Republican, a Black Republican, okay? Who definitely has been a registered Republican for years. Years, all right?
Everything. I'm a registered Democrat. Proud. I'm the chair of the Dallas County Democrat Resolutions Committee. I don't know that woman. And to call her leftist is just downright. The bond that was given is according to law and consistency with practice. If Aaron Dean can get a $300,000 bond when he killed a Tatiana Jefferson, Karmelo Anthony can get a $250,000. If Amber Geiger can get a $200,000 bond when she kills Botham Judge in his own home, he can get a $250,000. If Roy Oliver can get a $250,000 bond after he kills Jordan Edwards, all white officers, why couldn't Karmelo Anthony be entitled? A child with no background, no criminal background, no endangerment to the community, none whatsoever, be placed on a ELM and brought home.
Yeah, I said that also. He has no background, criminal background, 3.7 student, okay? 3.7 is pretty much majority A's and maybe a B here and there. Why not? And he just names all the people who was able to get bond with all the stuff they did. But there are so many people who were saying Karmelo shouldn't be able to get out. You're not going to be able to tell me that a lot of this is rooted in racism. It is. And again, I want to see the tape. I am a firm believer that if whatever we see on that tape, whatever we see, right is right and wrong is wrong, regardless on the race background. But you are not going to be able to convince me that people who have all of this animosity towards this judge and Karmelo getting out, it has nothing to do with racism. It has everything to do with racism, because he just named all of these people who are not Black who were able to get out with no problem.
Please help me understand. Make this make sense. It's consistency. It's consistent with practice. After this, y'all, so that we'll know, this will be our final press conference until this trial. We will not speak to the media again after this, okay? Don't ask for comment, question, or whatever it is. The actions that the Next Generation Action Network take on Frisco ISD will be separate from the legal process, because we want to make sure that Karmelo Anthony's due process. This is going to be a jury case. And then let me make this very clear. This is a case that has not even been indicted. So, under the guise of Texas law, it's not even really proceeding to a trial yet, because it has not even went through a grand jury to be indicted. We don't know if a grand jury will indict or not. We don't know. That's in the district attorney's hands, okay? And their legal team is preparing a packet for those things, and we will not be talking about the legal process regarding this case, okay? So after today, I just want the media to know, and I want the public to know, I don't care what you say about me. I've been in this thing for 11 years. I am tried, tested, and proven. I'm gonna just say, I'm from Oak Cliff. Worser things have been said about me, baby. You ain't gotta inbox me, you ain't gotta tell me. I am the first person to tell my testimony.
He said he from the hood.
I don't have to prove anything to nobody. I am a proven testimony standing here that God, even when you make mistakes, God is not finished with your story.
Preach.
I'm going to bring this mother, Kayla Hayes, and it has taken her a lot of strength, y'all, to come and do this today. And I want you guys to respect her as she read this, and giving her the respect that she deserves, y'all.
All right, so this is Karmelo's mother. Make sure you guys please hit the like button. Please hit the likes. I don't ask for anything else, but I do ask for likes. Please hit the like button. All right. So we're now about to hear from Karmelo's mother, and he looks just like his mother.
Good afternoon. My name is Kayla Hayes. I am the mother of Karmelo Anthony. 3 years ago, my family moved to North Texas searching for a better life. Like so many other families, we wanted to give our children the future we did not have. My husband worked hard every single day to provide for us, to make sure we're in the best financial position possible. As a stay-at-home mom, I made it my life's mission to ensure our children are loved, nurtured, and supported every step of the way. In wake of this tragic incident, our family has been under attack. Whatever you think what happened between Karmelo and the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about. The lies and false accusations that have been said about us, especially over the past week, has been overwhelming. The lies and their amplification put my family in danger, as well as everyone in our community, everyone involved in the investigation, from the police, the attorneys, and the court staff. Our address and my husband's previous employer's address has been put on all social media platforms. My husband had to take a leave of absence because he's afraid what may happen to our family. His mental health is deteriorating day by day. We have endured death threats. My 13-year-old daughter is afraid to sleep in her own bedroom because she's fearful of what may happen to her. And let me be clear, the claims that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false. We have not received a single dime from the Give, Send, Go fundraiser. And the co-founder has stated that clearly. In the reality, we were just notified yesterday that we could begin to withdraw funds. And it still takes several days to receive those funds once a request is made. I don't know why we are being targeted and discriminated against before a fair trial. Our son deserves the same rights under the law that everyone is afforded to. He's been raised in a two-parent home with structure, stability, love, and we put God first in everything that we do. We believe in the Constitution, we believe in the laws of this state, but those laws must apply to all of us, not just some of us. To be clear, we will not speak publicly about specific details of what happened under the tent on that rainy and awful day. There's an active investigation that everyone involved wants to be full and fair. We believe in the legal process, and that is where the truth will come out. To the family who experienced the loss, my heart truly goes out to you. To those who have supported my family, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We ask for your continued support, patience, and prayers as we navigate this difficult process. Thank you.
Y'all, I'm going to show something up.
That's hard to watch. She was strong. And he's crying too. And you know, when it comes to men, it is hard for them, but he's breaking. And she talked about his mental stability right now. That is the worst thing for a man, where he feels like he can't protect his family or even provide for his family. Now, I don't know if he's actually lost his job. I think she was saying that he had to take a leave of absence. Maybe they posted all of his former employers or whatever the case may be. But let this be very clear. He comes from a two-parent household. And I've seen pictures of them online. I don't want to post them here because there are so other kids involved. Baby, they look like the Cosbys. They look well put together. The house that they are in is due to hard work. I know it's hard for some people to think that Black people can't get a $900,000, $800,000 house in Texas. Yes, with hard work, yes, it is very possible. So as much as people want to call Karmelo a hoodlum and all of this stuff, he comes from a two-parent household from a middle-class background. Never been in trouble before. But other people can get grace even if they've been in trouble before, but Karmelo can't. I think people really need to assess and check their racism. But, you know, of course, we've heard some people who say, I'm not racist. I like the Blacks. The Blacks. I'm not racist. I have Black friends. When the last time you invited them over? When? When the last time you invited them over? When the last time you actually heard about what they go through as Black people? Okay, let me continue.
of a post. You come for me, I come for you. Sarah Fields. Never heard of this woman. This is the kind of despicable things that led to the father being here. Political operatives motivating this family with hate. Karmelo Anthony posted on something that shows, posted here. These are the type of lies that are threatening this family. Posting the family's picture. These are the type of lies. She's getting millions of views on this. Sarah, she's even came after me. She's even said all of those things. And now that the public knows exactly what is going on, I ask, because these racist bigots try to prevent us from standing up for our baby, our boy, he should be afforded the same rights that Cal Rittenhouse had.
Hello.
Daniel Pena. And all of the people who have claimed whatever their defense was, he should be afforded the same right. Nobody in the public media has one video camera, but we got the video of Cal Rittenhouse with an AK-47 shooting 3 people in the back. We got that. And he raised more than $2 million publicly, and nobody said anything. So since they tried to come for us, I call for the community's overwhelming support for this fund. The disinformation that was put out was literally deliberate to prevent you from helping this family. And I want you to give overwhelming support to show them the community united can never be divided. And I'm going to say this again, and this is for everybody. Black people in America, while the current occupant sits at 1600 Pennsylvania, Black people in America don't have to pull the race card. It's what we live as a reality every day. It's what we have to teach our children. We don't want to.
And let's be clear. Let's just be real honest here. Whether it is a Democrat or a Republican in office, Black people still have to live it every day. We are not going to pretend when one person is in office versus the other person in office, we still don't face discrimination, racism, and even all of the other stuff that we done had go on from George Floyd and so on and so forth. So regardless on who is in office, yes, we deal with that every single freaking day.
But we have to. We don't like to, but if we want to sleep at night, we got to. I ain't pulling no race card. I live it. I'm reminded all the time that I'm a Black man in America. And what y'all just showed to Judge Tucker is just reminded that hate and bigotry and racial reconciliation in this country, we have respected the process. I believe that Austin Metcalf is about to have his funeral. And I wouldn't dare, even with the information I know, and plenty of people can share that and all that, but we have prevented from speaking about that in these type of public forums. It will come out. They have a more than well-capable attorney, and this family will go through a process of being able to get prepared for this trial.
Y'all hear that? Y'all heard that, right? He said it will come out. And he said pretty much there are things out there that he wouldn't dare put out there just out of the respect. Did y'all hear that? This is why I feel this judge this Republican judge, yes, she's black, but she's a Republican judge, gave him the bond that she gave him. She probably saw this footage that we haven't seen yet. She probably saw it and said, yeah, he can go home. He can go home. We don't know everything yet. And we clearly see that people are pushing their own agenda in the media and in social media, but they seem to be very confident. Now, the parents, of course, they are hurt, they are fearful because, of course, naturally, they did not want their child who's about to graduate to be going through this. If he actually is found not guilty or they give him a reduced sentence, time served, whatever the case may be, we're not going to act like this has not changed this man for the rest of this young man for the rest of his life. Can he bounce back? He can't. And unfortunately, we do have a child who has passed who cannot bounce back. He is no longer with us. So I don't want to make it seem like that I don't care about the other side. They are hurting. You know what I'm saying? But in this situation, he keeps saying, like, if you only knew what I knew. That's the way he's coming off. The truth will come out. You're going to sit there and see the footage. You're going to sit there and see what we already know. That's the way he's talking. That's the way that he's talking. So I don't know how long it's going to take for this trial to happen. I hope they have all the media possible, fair media in that room. And I hope they have better audio because, oh my gosh, this audio is something terrible. It keeps going in and out. But yeah, he seems to be very confident in what he's saying. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Hit the like button.
Just say this real quick. This is our final time speaking to public and holding a press conference regarding this particular case. Now, the Next Generation Action Network will talk about Frisco ISD, but we will not do this. I will not ask this mother to do this again. The attorney will not. We won't do this again. Don't ask. We will see you at trial. Whatever venue that is, we will see you there. I stand 10 toes down supporting this family. And I want to thank all of the community leaders and people that I have seen that came here today, bishops and pastors.
Sorry, y'all. I mean, I got to be honest here. You know he from the hood when he said he stand 10 toes down. You know he from the hood because he said he from Oak Cliff. And I have heard Oak Cliff is definitely about that life. When he said I stand 10 toes down, yeah, he's definitely about that life. But to me, for him to be so confident, I think it's more than just a black thing. I think it's more of, yeah, we got the information and you will see. Now, does that mean that Karmelo's going to get a fair trial? Again, we have definitely seen people before who were completely innocent and they still got railroaded. It is going to have to take the best legal defense to make sure and know what they're up against, because they're up against a lot right now.
And clergy, community leaders with respectability in this community. I see them today, and I want to thank them for their presence because this family needs strength right now. Thank you, and God bless you.
We standing with y'all.
So they leave out.
So much for a news conference.
See that somebody so much for a news conference. Then you not about to ask them no questions. You are not about to ask the parents any questions. What was you thinking? You was gonna have a question and answer period? No. Statement, we're out. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're victims in this situation too. They getting harassed every day. So let me show you guys. Here he is. That is Austin's father. This is like right here. Here we go. When they was getting prepared, this is Austin's father. He was there. Mind you, this didn't start until like the 50 something mark, but literally 30 minutes prior, he was there.
My daughter's
That's
coming back
him.
from France at 1:30. She played volleyball her first year. So
Oh wow!
that's the only reason I'm even here.
I know you're usually out. You're all over the place.
They wasn't
East
even,
Texas.
so he was with, and
Yes.
they hadn't even started yet. So why are you there, sir?
And now I just extended.
Why are you
I
there?
want to do a meeting with. I want to reach out to.
And he stayed there for a while until they escorted him out.
Meeting on Monday to discuss how do we.
And they claim the reason why is due to the fact that whoever that lady is that he was saying was posting stuff on social media that's getting millions of views, whatever she said is the reason why he was there. But yeah, he was there. That's the father. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is definitely showing that he actually came to their press conference. Now, if it was the other way around and the Action Network or Karmelo's parents or even Karmelo's supporters came to any of their press conference or even news media interviews, it would be a problem. I think everybody respectfully should just stay away from each other at this point and grieve. But yeah, he was there. Everybody looking at him like, what the heck is he doing here?
Since the day or two after. But I'd like to introduce you to him if I can, because you're not you're not representing this group. Yeah, so I think it'd be good for that.
You're not representing what group? I love to hear the people talking in the background. What group are you referring to, sir? So yeah, he was there, and look, they still following him. And so literally, I can keep going. He's still there. He got on sunglasses now. And that's when they had the police there.
About to approach and get started in a few minutes.
So yeah, he was there. So again, people feel like certain people can do whatever they want to do, but honestly, that's a very uncomfortable situation. And I'm sure they made sure that he left and was out of the building before they even allowed Karmelo's parents to come in for that press conference. You know what I mean? You just never know. So yeah, that was interesting, you guys. So yeah, that was the press conference. I'm glad he said it was pretty much a mic drop. That is going to be the only statement you're going to hear from the parents. I was really shocked that they even came forward. She did, I think, an excellent job with everything that she and her family is going through right now. You could tell she was trying to hold it together. Her voice was shaking, but she was able to get it out there. To see the father cry, to see her cry, and them trying to keep it together. I really hope that this is already taking a mental toll on them. They have other kids that they have to take care of, who still have to go to school. Financially, I pray that this doesn't hinder them in any way, which is why this defense fund will hopefully set everything up so they can still kind of, be able to keep their money going. And mind you, she says she is a stay-at-home mom. She's a housewife. So he got to be making a good amount of money where she can stay at home and take care of the kids. So yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. I'm curious to really know what he does for a living. I'm sure these crazies have doxed him all over the place, but he probably has a great job. Probably well-educated and everything, but he's a hoodlum. It just, for me, it doesn't make any sense. I know people are going to say, well, he should have never had that. Look, you guys, I hate to break it to you. I was never one of those kids, but I knew kids who had that type of stuff in school. let's just be clear. The kids, like at the end of the day, everybody is not a fighter. And everybody should keep their hands to themselves. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. Everybody should keep their hands to themselves. Now, the reality is, my gut is telling me, but I don't know for sure. I do not know for sure. I can't wait for this trial to start. But my gut is telling me that we're going to see Karmelo be vindicated when we see that footage. I think it's just something in me. At first, I was like, I don't know, because there's too much stuff, but there's too much confidence behind the people who are around this case. It's too much. It's too much. And as something tells me, in between what we heard with the last video and who the person who posted on my page, that they are a white man whose son was there, who saw it all and said that Karmelo had every right to defend himself, I have a feeling this is what the case is. And I understand people are going to say he should have never had that on him. Look, and like, exactly, they said it was a small one. They said it was a pocket one, or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, I understand people are going to have their different opinions. But again, like I said, this is a stand your ground state. It is. It's just interesting that people don't want to talk about that, though, when it's dealing with another race. And I would like for those who have come, and there have been some respectful people who came who still disagree with it. I would like to know everybody that he mentioned, that this gentleman mentioned, who have gotten $2 million, gotten bail and things like that. The Trayvon Martin case, what makes any of those situations different than this case? Please let me know. Please give me not an emotional response, but an educated, intellectual response on how it is different. And I don't give a damn if you got people on YouTube, because I'm not going to even say the names, people who are very popular on YouTube who don't look like me, who are attorneys trying to say that this case is cut and dry and Karmelo is going down. You ain't going to be able to tell me that those people ain't rooted in racism either. Period. It is so easy with all privilege in the world to try to say that you don't see color. You're full of shit. You're full of it. Because let's be clear, if you were about equality and fairness and you really weren't racist, then take some of your privilege and give it to people who don't have a fair share in this country. That's when you know somebody is willing to show that they're not racist. Take some of that privilege and give it to someone else. But they're not going to do it. But with that being said, you guys, look, it is what it is. Because people have no problem stepping on this family toes. Like I said, everybody deserves a fair trial. Everyone. But for whatever reason, when it comes to Black people, oh, it's different. No, it's not different. It's different because you want it to be different. But he deserves a fair trial, and this family should be able to live in peace, because let's be clear, they did not do anything. Karmelo was involved in this. The parents weren't involved with it. His little brothers and sisters were not involved in it. She just said her daughter is scared to even stay in her room. They probably got the whole family sleeping in the same bed with the parents because they're that afraid. That is no way to live. No way to live. And it's not fair. Even if you feel like Karmelo is guilty, how is that fair for this family to go through this? It's not. So with that being said, you guys, let's continue the conversation below. There have been some people who have disagreed with me, but they kept it respectful. And I appreciate that, because again, I'm not in people, if you don't agree with me, you don't agree with me. But as long as you're respectful and you give your viewpoint, that's fine. So if you disagree or you agree, by all means, let's continue the conversation. Hey, April, make sure you guys hit the like button. Hit the like button. The like button gets me in the algorithm. I need the likes. I don't ask for super chats. I don't ask for any of that stuff. I ask for likes. Likes is my monetary, okay? Put the likes in there. They're going to have to relocate. I hope not. They just got there. She said they moved to North Texas like a couple years ago. I'm sure he don't have enough equity in that house yet. You know what I'm saying? So I hope they won't have to, and they just have enough security. But let's be clear, we're in a day and age where no matter where they move to, someone is going to possibly find them. That's the sad part about it. And I thought doxing was illegal anyways, but what, I don't know. Maybe I'm just cut from a different cloth. I really am. Like, there are so many people so invested in this to do the things that they're doing, and they don't even know either side. They don't even know these families. This is why I say a lot of this is deep rooted in hatred. So, but even if they move, it's not like someone can't find them. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope they have enough security. I hope they have enough security. I hope enough people step forward to protect this family at all costs. Now, I hope they don't have a long wait until this trial begins. Because, hell, if it was out here in California, it would be forever. But I'm hoping that they can actually get started on this trial as soon as possible. I don't think we have we had any updates on this? Let me see if there's anything about the trial starting. It's probably going to be a minute, you guys. Let's see. Trial start date. This is crazy. Trial date. No. If there is no plea agreement, a trial date will be set at this time. The defendant can decide to have a jury trial or have a bench trial. Yeah, it's probably going to be a minute. It's going to be a minute. Hopefully, we can get the trial started this year. Hopefully. But yeah, you guys, let's continue the conversation. What did you guys think about the press conference? What did you guys think about the parents speaking out, or definitely the mother speaking out, and what they're going through? And, what did you think about Austin's father coming to the press conference? Okay. And yeah, and the fact that, they debunked a lot of lies and said they didn't even do the GoFundMe's or do the funding. They didn't even ask for that, and they haven't even obtained the money. They just received notification that they can start using the money. Clearly, they have money. They've been financially okay. And you know what? If I could be quite honest, that's probably what's pissing people off more. There's nothing like a family, a black family together, but a black family together with some money. Oh, the racists hate that. Ooh, they hate that. Oh, no. You got the nerve to be black, but you were uppity black? You were uppity black, middle class, and may have more money than me? Oh, no. That ain't cool. That ain't right. So, with that being said, you guys, this is definitely a national trial at this point. This is a national trial. This is no longer just about Texas. You're going to have everyone tuned in, all of the major networks. Everybody is going to tune into this trial. This is the trial of the year. I would say, honestly, it's probably the trial of the decade. This may be a bigger trial than a lot of trials that we've had recently, and we could definitely talk about that. I think this trial is really going to be the trial because we are dealing with a kid who was practically a straight A student. So, you know what, April, that's what a lot of people are saying. But at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer in God. And if it is at all possible that he truly is a straight up self-defense case, if at all possible, God can do things that we can't do. He can do things that we can't do. Okay? That's just what it is. Because a lot of people didn't think OJ was about to get off. He did. And a lot of people felt he was guilty. So, Yeah, you say racist bias over facts, but look at the situation with OJ. Look at the situation with OJ. Now, granted, he got off and he suffered after that forever, but he still got off. You know what I'm saying? He still was found not guilty. So, with God on your side and with a great legal defense team, things can happen. So, as much as we're leery because of where he's at and a lot of things that are going on right now, there are things that God can do that we can never do. So, exactly. God has the final say. So, with that being said, you guys, let's continue the conversation. Please hit the like button. Be respectful. Even if you agree to disagree, by all means, let me know what you think about everything so far. And yeah, I will definitely continue to follow this. I will. I know I say that about a lot of things, but I'm now even more intrigued than I was before because there's a lot of confidence here. And I wish I could be a fly on the wall to see that footage. I wish I could. But with that being said, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on my next video. Toodles.